Hey guys, so this is just going to be a quick update video to show that I promoted to Archer 9 as a Talent 8, which makes me the first legit player to get to this league. And also, since the leaderboard's a bug, this is a screenshot, but the rank 1 legit player for this week, Chicken, also promoted. So I'm sharing this achievement with them. So yeah, congrats to you, Mr. Chicken. Yes, so this was very close. Yeah, I was right on the cutoff, so very fortunate. Fortunate that I was low. The cutoff was low. It was nice that I was able to do it without any defenses. Yeah, so I'll just show a few attacks to not make this too long. A few of the best attacks. Yeah, so starting with this one, this is max 12, and I got pretty high percentage with this, which I'm pretty proud of. Yeah, so I start my throw in the queen up here in this corner. This is one way you can start your attack. So if they are on opposite sides of the same corner, then they will both go down their own ways and sort of funnel for each other. But yeah, you'll see I almost make a huge blunder here, which is that I put down my queen's healers before the queen took any damage, and they're close to the thrower, which means they transferred over. But fortunately, they came back in time, so very, very fortunate there. Yeah, pretty bad mistake to make. And then right there, I use a totem for the queen. So at Talent 8, you don't have the freezes, so there's not really a good way to deal with enemy heroes. Kind of a weakness of this attack. So the thrower, as either the rage or the thrower, and I decide there to opt for a totem. Oh, sorry, I had to say either the rage or the totem. Yeah, and then there the dragon is to funnel out of these buildings so the queen doesn't walk close to the single, at least before she gets the town hall. And then the rage there was to try to get to the air defense quickly before it took out too many healers. I think I only took out 2 of them, which is not terrible. But I didn't have the the totem for that. Usually that's what you would use to deal with those air defenses. Yeah, and then you'll see here, I use the zap to delay the eagle artillery for just a little bit, which is just one of the use cases. Usually you're going to be using it to reset singles, like right there. And then, yeah, I wall broke into that compartment just because I knew I could deal with that single. And then because I was able to deal with it, the queen gets a little bit more percentage, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and then so the wizards there are, I usually put them near the thrower or the queen. For example, here when the defenses are getting tanked, just so they can get some more percentage. Yeah, so this one was pretty nice. It kind of goes to show that with the monolith arrow has been a huge game changer. The Talent 8, this Talent 8 attack almost feels like power of a Talent 9 before the monolith arrow, just with that percentage. Yeah, so let's take a look at this one. So this one's not quite as high leveled. Yeah, looking at this base, I know I want to enter from this top compartment, and which means I want my thrower on one of the flanks to funnel for the queen. And I decide here that, well, the base is symmetric, but there's a warden on the right side, which is easier for the thrower to deal with. And then maybe you didn't catch that, but the sneakies inside my CC ran over some spring traps, which made me kind of worried. It's because if your thrower goes down to springs early on, then that could be really bad for percentage. So I decide there to put down some wall breakers to test for the spring traps, and I accidentally lure the CC, which is usually not ideal. For example, in this case, the E-Drag can get a splash on the healers. I was pretty lucky there. And then I also placed some archers, kind of hidden, but they're trying to delay the E-Drag, but end up only really delaying the loon, which still kind of worked out. So that was alright, I guess. It worked out fine. Could have been worse if there was a different CC. Yeah, then here I'm wall breaking into the multi-compartment. So this is almost a classic technique. I put down I think like 4 or 5 wall breakers, or it was probably 5 or 6, just because at least one of them is not gonna get hit by the multi, and yeah, I was able to get the wall break in that way. Yeah, and then here you see the power of the zaps. Just one zap, which is a pretty minimal investment. Otherwise, you would have needed either the queen ability or the totem, which both are a lot more valuable than just the zap. But once again, this kind of the queen goes pretty far, and it almost feels like the Town 9 queen charge before the Model Arrow. Yeah, she gets quite a lot of percentage, which is a bit surprising. Yeah, once again, totem for that queen. Yeah, and that gets up to 69. Right, okay. One more attack for the video, I guess. Yeah, so this base is kind of difficult because of the centralized town hall, but I'm pretty fortunate that there's not a single over there. So entering from the right is the obvious choice. Yeah, and then here, so the original idea, this ends up being a little sketchy. The original idea was for the thrower to walk down to the bottom, but he ends up going with the queen. And so the way I play this strategy is I almost always just leave the thrower to stay on the outside so he won't get sprung. Especially now that the queen is a lot more powerful, you want to focus all your energy into the queen. So it's not ideal if the thrower goes in, because then they'll sort of share targets and overall be less efficient, get less percentage. And then I didn't catch over there that the wizard tower, I was a little bit hasty with my wall breakers, so all my wall breakers get hit by the wizard tower, which is pretty bad because yeah, well, yeah, it's pretty obvious why it's bad, but I put those wizards there to try to get the queen and the thrower to go back in, and I'm very fortunate the queen beats the correct wall, and now they have access to the town hall. Yeah, still do get pretty lucky here because the healers get dragged into the multi, but the thrower, using the rage, I do an early second rage just to make sure the multi goes down. And then also fortunate that because I funneled out all these buildings, the queen goes back in with the thrower. And yeah, she gets healed up, and pretty fortunate. Oh yeah, and then over there is sort of one other use case of the zaps. If you can't use them anywhere else, then at the very least they might be able to get you some percentage, like builder huts. Yeah, so yeah, that's all I wanted to show, but I also show the other bases just to make clear that this was legit. Make clear that I was able to get to Archer 9 as a legit player. Yeah, so this is fail, unfortunately. Actually kind of my fault just because I put my healers in range of it was a tower. And then this one was kind of a nice 3-star, but the base was pretty low level, so figured not too worth sharing. And yeah, this 0-star was unfortunate because I should have gotten the town hall. It was kind of my fault that it wasn't a 2-star. It was because the king took down my queen through ability. And then this was the only town hall 10 I found this week. And this was actually a time fill because my thrower went down to a spring trap somewhere over here pretty early on, which is unlucky. Yeah, and then this last one, max 12, but it was, yeah, progress base, which are actually usually kind of difficult for me. But I did get pretty good percentage on this. And then actually one thing kind of funny to note is that one of my previous videos left a comment about how they lost all their healers to an red air bomb farm on a progress base. So, and then I also found another progress base on my 9, and both times I was really careful to test for where the traps could be. So yeah, shout out to them. I think they also do too. The username is like Excalibur or something. Alright. yeah, so that's all I have for you guys. Yeah, I think Wizards has probably the limit of Town Hall 8, but I'll probably need a defense or a disconnect or something like that to get me through. But it was nice being able to promote on 0 defense while the leagues were lower. Yeah, if I do promote, I'll post another video on that. Yeah, other than that, thanks all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.